How tall is Joe Rogan? Really? Joe Rogan is a 51-year-old American who does a lot of different things. He's an actor, a stand-up comedian, a TV host, an expert in Taekwondo. He hosts a very popular podcast, and he's an interviewer for the UFC. But what's his real height? In 2015, he tweeted that he's short, but not that short, and claimed to be 5'8". He stuck to this height in 2016 when he said he weighed 190 pounds and again mentioned his height as 5'8". Sometimes Joe does look close to the height he claims. For example, when he interviewed the 5'10" Mike Tyson and hung out with Alex Jones, he appeared about 5'8". Amy Schumer, who claims to be 5'7", also seemed roughly the same height as Joe in a picture with him. However, when standing next to certain UFC fighters, Joe appears shorter. For instance, when next to Daniel Cormier, who admitted to being 5'11" in tall shoes, Joe looked about 5'8" with massive shoes. When near Brock Lesnar, he seemed even shorter, perhaps 5'6" to 7. During UFC interviews, fighters are at their lowest height, and they're barefoot while Joe is in shoes. This can make Joe appear shorter. With Chris Cyborg, who's almost 5'8" in shoes, Joe doesn't seem any taller, and he might not be over 5'7" barefoot. Joe's height claim gets even more questionable when he's near Conor McGregor, as he doesn't look taller, and sometimes he seems shorter. Holly Holm, who claimed to be 5'8", should make Joe look at least an inch taller if he's really 5'9" in shoes, but they appear almost the same height. In one instance, Joe got into the ring on a TV show with Andy Dick, who is about 4 inches taller than him. When Andy was arrested, he was described as 5'10" by the police. Also, in a 2001 New York Times article, his height was listed as 5'10". Bill Burr, who claimed to be 5'10", also makes Joe's height claim doubtful. Even when Joe tries to stand tall, he looks like he's barely 5'7" compared to Bill. The most convincing evidence against Joe's 5'8" height comes from Henry Rollins, who stated he's 5'9". Next to Henry, Joe appears much shorter, possibly around 5'6". In the eyes of the public, on a website called celebheights.com, most people don't believe Joe's height claim. From 105 votes, they think he's more in the range of 5'6.5". In conclusion, it seems Joe Rogan might not be the 5'8" he claims, but likely somewhere between 5'6", 7".